My name is Engineer Wasim Abbasi. My question to Harun Saab and Dr. Shamshad Akhtar. In order to ensure fair taxation to all sectors of economy, documentation of economy is very important. But in the Pakistani context, all the successive governments, whether political or military, they did not show any tangible progress on this front, whether due to political consideration or any other matter. This is the big dilemma due to which organized corporate sectors of economy are constantly complaining that we are overly taxed. So as a result, many corporate sectors are going from this economy. I think this is the main dilemma. What progress this government has taken right now, and in future, what kind of planning they are doing for this documentation of economy?
Thank you. Can we take 3 set of questions and then we can address? Harun sir.
Just a couple of things on taxation. We've got to keep in mind that according to the Constitution, federal government cannot tax agriculture income. So if agriculture income is 25%, or agriculture is 25% of your GDP, then FBR is only taxing on 75% of the economy. That's the first thing. So if FBR's collection were around 11% of the GDP, then out of the GDP that they're allowed to tax, that will go up to about 13-14%. That's the first thing. Secondly, you are not taxing on the service sector. The industrial sector constitutes over 60% of the tax revenues. And actually it is only 18% of the GDP. So that is where the extra burden comes in. And it's not just the industrial sector that is paying income tax on it. It is collecting as a withholding agent many other taxes for the government. So FBR's performance is not as bad as it comes up in almost all the discussions, that their tax to GDP ratio is the worst in the world by being around 10.4%. It's not that bad. It's somewhere around 12-13%. And if you take parts of the service sector in which the FBR should be taxing but hasn't gotten hold of that, like transportation, construction, and the traders and all that, that is another 25%. So virtually that's why you feel the weight on the 50% documented sector on which FBR is trying to extract the taxes. So imagine if FBR's ratio tax to GDP is around 10.4% and they are taxing only 50% of the economy, then they are actually collecting 20% out of that 50%, which is very high, which is high. So wherever they are collecting the taxes from, they're doing well, but they are ruining that sector by putting on the weight of their collection on certain documented sectors. As you increase the taxes, the tendency to evade or dodge the taxes grows more and more. So either a documented sector will shut down its shop and start doing something else, or they will go undocumented. So it's counterproductive. And we've heard about the Laffer's curve. Stefan, I think, doesn't believe in that because he has a long story and practical experience. I've just seen it in the Reagan era in which they lowered the taxes and the tax revenues went up. But the theory still exists. And what I'm saying is that if we lower our taxes, I personally think we've crossed that point of Laffer's curve, the peak return of taxation. I think it has to come down. Not only are our corporate tax rates one of the highest in the region, but on top of that, we have this thing of super tax. So all inclusive, That combined with worker welfare fund and workers' profit participation fund and the intercompany dividends and dividends, I mean, sometimes we cross 60%. No business can survive in that. And the ones that are surviving will be tempted to go out where the tax rates are much less.